Good morning. It's lovely to see you. I haven't spoken to you for a while and I've actually missed you, but I'm in my motorhome today and I wanted to share some things with you. I think first of all, I want to talk to you about wild camping because as a solo woman, I think that will interest people, and also what some of my top things are that I pack to bring with me. And I want to do a separate video of what's in my garage, or what I think tools you should have with you. So without further ado, we'll crack on. I am welcoming you all today, new subscribers and old. It's lovely to have you with me. I am loving reading your comments, so please keep them coming, and comment on this video if you're a motor traveller, well, a motorhomer, or if you are single, or if you are thinking about an alternative retirement lifestyle in that you want to do more travel, then let me know what your plans are, because it's all very interesting. So to just quickly recap, I'm 64. I've been wanting a motorhome for quite a while. I took the plunge and bought one in May, but it wasn't a quick rash decision. I had to look at a few, and I've actually gone back to what I originally wanted, which was a little motorhome just for me, because I don't think my grandchildren want to come very often. They've only had a couple of nights in it since May. The first night, obviously we were all excited they came then, and we had a recent trip to Whitby for one night. But so predominantly it was for me. I started looking at four berths so I could bring them, but then my mom said, well, why are you doing this? Just get something that's suitable for you. So I went right back to the original plan, which was a little Roma home or something similar, and I got a new venture, Manish, which I absolutely adore, and it's perfect for me. So the criteria was it must fit on the drive, because I do want to go at the weekends till I retire, and I just wanted to throw some things in and just set off, and if the weather was good, we just follow the sun. So that's what we've been doing, and we've been doing that at weekends and on my annual leave in the summer, and I've absolutely loved it. I can't say that I've done more than probably 3 nights, probably tops, and I did that in Norfolk when I first got it. I'm a bit more comfortable with probably 2 nights, because I always feel like I'm quite grotty and I just want to clean everything and have a good shower. And I know that when I do this more permanently, I'll probably join a gym and go and use their showers, or make more of an effort to do that. But at the moment I'm fine 1 night, 2 nights. So we'll get into how I do it and everything. So yeah, I made the decision to wild camp from the start because I knew I wouldn't be paying for camping sites, and I also knew that camping sites are always where I want to be. I just want to be random. I don't want to book in advance. I don't want people on a campsite near me, especially with my little dogs, because they just bark so much and it would just be uncomfortable. I don't really want to have to hook up or need any facilities. I wanted to be self-contained. So my motorhome has a toilet that flushes, which was a big deal for me. But having said that, and we'll get straight into the toilet talk, I bought myself a Shiwi, because what worried me was the fact that I thought, oh my gosh, the toilet might get full, or when will I know it's full? And I didn't want to lug it around because it's quite heavy to empty as well, and it's only a small capacity because basically the vehicle is only for 2 people. So my first night wild camping, I did attempt to yeah, go wild, and it was not a great experience for me in that. So I bought a Shiwi, and honestly they are so good and they're so convenient, and this is bad, but you can actually, I've got a nice bag for it, and it's a pull bag, and you can actually go into a supermarket and empty it there, or whatever. But obviously for anything in addition to that, I do use public toilets, and I do find that Tesco's or Sainsbury's are good for me because there is always one in every town. They've always got a toilet and you can park up for a couple of hours. So in the evenings sometimes when I'm a bit tired, we'll go to Tesco's or Sainsbury's, park up, and I might make a drink or I might buy one, a Costa in there, and we'll probably have a bit of a relax before we head off to find somewhere for the night. So I use their facilities before we go, and I'm finding that's really good, except for when I get a fine. I always make a point of asking, because the signs are not always clear, about how long I can stay in the car park. And in the summer, obviously, it's less time. But I did go to Sainsbury's in Whitby on a Sunday and I thought, oh, this is really nice. I had a relax, the shop shut, went to get diesel and things like that, and I overstayed by about 50 minutes after the shop shut, and I didn't realise that then you're in fine period. So you get 10 minutes after the shop is shut and then you get a fine. So I had £85 fine and I got away with paying 50, so that was quite expensive. And that's another reason why I don't stay in campsites, I think, because I'm always getting parking fines. So I am getting a bit more tuned to that now. Sometimes I've forgotten to pay in a car park because I'm so busy getting the dogs organised, getting myself organised, getting off and about, that I forget to pay. So I've had a couple of those as well. And I've got loads of change in the car, but I really hate those ring apps and all the rest of it. I'm always frightened of getting scammed. So I've always got money, but then forget to do it. So yeah, there's a couple of lessons I've learned. Hopefully stop learning those. So that's the toilet issue. I will use it. I don't mind using it, but I don't use it often, and I always empty it when I get home. And I'm not bothered about it. It's not like it's a disgusting job or anything. I don't mind it because I've had a caravan before, and it's not a big deal to me, but it's just the weight and the fact that, you know, I don't know if it's full or not, and I don't like traveling, if I'm honest, with that slopping around. So wild camping, what I do might be different from what you do, and I can only speak from my own experience with everything, and I'm a learner. I've watched a load of YouTube videos, but I do what's best for me. So when I'm driving around in the daytime, say I went to a new place, say I went to Holt in Norfolk, which is one of where I want to go next, actually. So if I go to Holt, when I'm going into the town or around or on the way in, I'll be looking all the time. In fact, when I'm driving at home, I'm looking all the time, and I think, what are you looking around for? You're not doing a stop off here. But I'm looking around for places that are safe. So they need to be not on a bad bend. I'm slightly on a bad bend at the moment, but I have not slept here. So not on a bad bend, not really visible to everybody. I'm looking for a quiet road. I'm probably looking for a dead end. I'm probably looking for where there might be dog walkers, little country, little, you know, route. So I'm looking for those sort of things. I'm getting off the main road, A, because of the traffic, B, because of the visibility. I'm not looking for like a lay-by or anything like that, because you just don't get any sleep. So I'm looking to veer off the main road. It's got to be not far from a main road, because I do like the thought that if I need to, I can be quickly on a main road if I need to get away. So that's what goes on in my head. I will have a look in Park for Night, and there's another one, Safe to Park or something. I will have a look on Park for Night, and I did join Park for Night, but I didn't get the benefit of it, because what somebody recommends or what they're comfortable with might not be what I'm comfortable with. So when I was at Stoke Potteries, there was one at Park for Night, and it was on a council estate on the top of a hill, and I drove up there and I thought, wow, there's no way I'm staying here, because my motorhome is a motorhome. It's not like a stealth van, it's not like a high top van, it's not like a work van, it is a proper motorhome. motorhome, and because of the size and shape of it, it's like an old biddy motorhome. So the last thing I want is to be in the middle of a council estate. Really, would I have got any sleep? I'd have been worried to death. And that's not to say council estates are rough, but it just didn't have a good feeling for me. I went there and there was boys kicking footballs around, and I thought, no, I'm definitely not comfortable here. And that is the thing, always go with your gut instinct. So if you feel uncomfortable, just move. I'm not a person who has like a couple of backups and all that. Yes, you should do. I don't go on satellite maps. No, I don't, because I don't really know where I'm going to be. So I try and look in the day and then look for something that I might think is good for later. And what I try and do is screenshot it so I can come back to it. Sometimes if I don't have time to screenshot or something like that, what I will do is look at my sat nav. I use Waze, and it might say 4.5 miles to Tipton or something like that. And then I'll know that when I'm coming back from Beverley on my way home or wherever I'm going to next, it's 4.5 miles that I saw that spot, and then I can roughly find it. Because what I'm appreciating more is, especially as the nights are getting darker, if I went to say Sainsbury's for a couple of hours and it's like 5 o'clock, then I might go and sit at a seafront and eat fish and chips. Then what I normally do is make my bed up, make everything up, get all cozy, literally pajamas on, makeup off, everything after tea. I make the bed up. Oh, the light's not very good, I'm really sorry. So hopefully you can see me now if I just hold the camera like that. Apologies if cars are passing, but the lighting went a bit funny, didn't it? So sorry. So as I was saying, I made all the beds up and we're literally ready to get straight into bed. I get my pajamas on, I get the dogs settled, they have a walk before we get to the location. I do all the safety things really, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, so that literally I throw myself over from the cab into the back, we roll into bed, and that's us settled down for the night. And I think that's probably the safest thing to do, because we've already identified a good spot. We rock into it quite late, which I think is a really good idea. Go to bed. Now the next thing we do is get up early, and I'm getting up quite early, probably about 6:30. And if I want to, I can just drive off and just head further towards where we need to be, just for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And I'm happy to go in my pajamas, but normally I just get up and get dressed, just get myself off about 10 minutes, 20 minutes away, and then we pull in somewhere like this and get properly ready, put all the bed away, walk the dogs and have breakfast. And I'm finding that that is actually a really good idea, because wherever you are, if you're in a residential area, then you're not bothering anybody, you've gone. I don't want people to start, you know, knocking on the door or saying, what you doing here? And we're out of the way essentially. I want to talk to you about some of the things I bring along that really make my life a lot better in the motorhome, or some of the things I've bought. I have bought these covers, which you can see here. These are brilliant. They're only cheap from Shein, and I just, you know, the sizes are a bit random, aren't they? But I just covered all the chairs with this. Not the chairs, sorry, the cushions are all covered with this. Okay, it's not my favorite pattern in the world, but I bought, oh god, about 20 of these, and they're absolutely brilliant, because my cushions would literally be ruined. Because the dogs jump up with muddy paws when they've been out, then these are absolutely vital, and you can put them in the washer and they're straight dry. So I always have a couple in the motorhome, and I can switch them out if they really get to me, but generally I switch them out pretty much, the main ones, when we get back. Every time I'll just replace them, and it feels a lot better, because they jump they go outside and then they jump straight in onto the seating, and I've tried covering it, and to be honest, it's just as easy to just keep washing these because I just put them straight back on, and I think they save my sanity quite a lot. So I'd really recommend those. I did buy some like brace things from Amazon to pull them tight, but it doesn't really bother me. I just like double them over twice and they're okay. And the cushions go over in the overhead cabin quite a lot when I want them out of the way, but I generally put them all flat when I'm driving so I can see out of the windows. I like to bring my tablet with me because I can download some films before I come. In fact, I can download a whole series if I want to, so I've done that before, and I can just cook and relax and take my makeup off and just chill out, knowing that I've got some entertainment. In my lockers, I've got mindfulness, colouring, I've got all sorts of things, magazines that I never get round to reading, and books, but I generally find I haven't got any time. I did my nails last night, so I'm quite proud of myself, but this is the sort of thing I like to do in the motorhome, is just have a bit of a pamper. I find it's the only place I can, because at home I'm always running around or doing jobs. So I definitely recommend you bring in your tablet and bring in your nail varnish or your gel nail, false nails, or whatever it is you do, and just have a pamper. My son's given me his Contigo. It's looking a bit scruffy, but that keeps your drinks hot for ages, and I really like to have a drink when I'm driving. That sounds terrible. Have a bit of a coffee, especially if I'm traveling late, to keep me awake, and they keep hot for hours in those. They're really, really good. I bring a lot of bottled water. I don't tend to use the water from the tank. I'm a bit wary of it. So I just bring bottled water and just fill my kettle up with those. The dog drinks from bottled water as well. Why is it so busy here at like 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning? I don't know. Then another thing that I got from other people is this. I think it's called a Lucy. I really like that. If I'm being quiet and trying to be stealth in my white motorhome, this is solar, and it's brilliant because it does lots of different settings you probably can't see, but it does flashing and all sorts of things, and red and what have you. And this was quite expensive. I thought it was about £11, and you can get dupe ones, but I generally just leave it in the motorhome, and it just charges away. So for night time I'll just use this. You can't always rely, can you? I always worry that something's going to go wrong with the leisure battery, so I like a backup. This has everything in I need, and I leave it in here. Okay, it's a bit heavy. I'm sure you don't want to see an in-depth of this, but I've essentially got mirror and all my makeup remover, hair stuff, everything from vitamins to wipes. Wipes are your friend, really are. So baby wipes for my face and hands and things, and then I use Zaflora for the worktops and everything else that needs a hygienic wipe. But the purpose of the motorhome, as I said, was to come on a Friday and come in and just drive off. So the more I leave in here, the better. So the duvet stays in, my pajamas, I've got a whole pack of clothes in a packing bag, and underwear, everything that I need. And I just generally check that I've got the right things in that bag, but essentially it's jeans, pair of shoes, couple of tops, hoodies, that sort of thing, and I'm ready to go. In the summer I did have more variety, but now it's getting colder. I just know that I want to be fairly decent, so might be a pair of trousers in there and a nice top, because I like to look quite decent when I'm shopping, really. I don't want to look like I've, you know, been wild camping overnight. And the latest addition is the electric blanket. I'll take a picture of the dogs with the electric blanket on. So we used that last night for the first time, and that was worth its weight in gold. And I know you're going to be thinking, how's she powering all this up? And I will do a proper tour of the motorhome, but essentially I've got solar on the roof. My son fitted me 2 solar panels. They fire up the EcoFlow. The EcoFlow is from Costco. That was about 500. The solar panels were probably about 200 each, something like that. We've glued them on. It's not the world's best, but I didn't want him drilling into it, and they have stood the test of time from this summer. They're working brilliantly, and they power up the EcoFlow. So it's in the sun now. My EcoFlow will be working. It's got plugs on that. It runs the Wi-Fi. I've got my own Wi-Fi in the wardrobe, and that is a blessing. Although, just a caveat on the Wi-Fi, it doesn't always work in remote locations, and the Wi-Fi also works my camera as well on the vehicle, my external camera. But again, that doesn't bring me the comfort I wanted, because it doesn't always work. If I'm under a bush or whatever, then the Wi-Fi doesn't work, and the thing that you can't have everything, can you? And I do feel safe where I am, so it's not of paramount importance, but it would have been nice if that would have worked. So sometimes he sees me traveling miles and miles because I don't turn it off, and he can follow where I'm going, and he does track my phone. Another thing I've put in the motorhome now is a big long coat, a warm one with a hood on. I think that's going to be invaluable. It absolutely sheeted down last night. I've got obviously my fire extinguisher and things like that here, and I'm going to show you all the tools I've got as well. Some of them I'm quite proud of because I bought them myself, and I think they've been really good. I'm trying to think what else I would say to bring. Plastic cutlery if you want fish and chips. I don't like the wood cutlery, and I tend to just throw my pots into the sink. I've got paper plates, sometimes use those, but generally I throw everything in the sink and just take it all to the dishwasher. I've got an air fryer that's really good, a small one, which is fantastic. So this summer I was doing hot salmon on a salad. I can do toast in there. I can do, well, I can just do meals and things, but I don't tend to bother. One of the things I really like having is just a porridge. I've got my travel kettle, which is brilliant. Just put a bit of water in and have my porridge and a cup of tea. That's all I'm bothered about, really, because when I'm out and about, I'm having cakes and pastries and toast and things in coffee shops, and so I don't really eat that much. I use my gas rarely. When I'm stealth camping, I don't like to go out and turn the gas on and off, so that's where the air fryer really comes in. I don't have to go outside, because it always worries me that I'm going to forget to turn the gas off, or that I get somewhere and somebody comes and I don't want to go outside and be clearly a woman on her own. I have, what else? I'm just trying to think what else. In here I have my Crocs all the time. They're really useful. I've got little storage clear tubs with different things in. So I might have in there a beach towel or underwear or a different set of clothes, or things I don't use that often could go in there, and they stack in the wardrobe. So they're good. Trying to think what else I have. Chargers, essential, leave all that in here. I've got a power bank in here that I can take with me. I've got carrier bags if I go shopping, and I have done a massive charity shop haul, which I'm going to share with you as well, which is exciting. I bet I'd probably turn the video off, and there's loads of other things I can think to share with you. You can buy those festival wipes, or you could in Home Bargains. I got some packs of those, and they can do an all over wash if you wanted. And then I did try this. This is a Home Bargains thing, and it's all in one. So it's coconut shampoo and conditioner bar. And I did once, when I was here a couple of days, I did do myself sort of a wet wash bath, and I did wash my hair and it worked out okay. The only thing that I wasn't happy with is I didn't get any volume in my hair, but it was clean. I could have just put it up, but I didn't bring a hairdryer. My son's banned me from a hairdryer because he said, Mum, that'll literally wipe out your electricity. So I'll stop here. I hope you've enjoyed the film and you've learned something. I would say about the wild camping, just do it. And I would say just do it regularly, because you do lose your bottle a bit if you don't do it. I think sometimes if I've not been able to go, like the other week was a bit stormy, I couldn't go in the motorhome for a couple of weekends, and I thought I really need to get back into it because I'll get a bit scared. And go, if for instance, I know a few spots around Norfolk, I knew a few spots around East Yorkshire. So if you lose your bottle a little bit, go back to the places where you know where you can settle down and be comfortable before going back wider afield. I think that's a top tip. I always text myself the what 3 words, and I should be writing them in a book so that I know where I can go. And there was something else I was going to mention that I liked. I always have my spare glasses, spare sunglasses, reading glasses, everything in here. I've got the usual cans. I can always make meals. I've got rice in the bag, all those things. Torches, but we'll get into that later. I'm going to leave it there. If there's anything else I think of, I'll probably put it on the text when I load the film up. I was going to record my charity video, but I think I'm running out of storage, so I might have to do that when I get back. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on today. I hope you found bits of it useful. If you've got top tips, please share them for others. But as a single woman going out and about, I'm really trying to live my life. I'm trying to be courageous and relax, find time for me, meet new people, find amazing places to go to, and I'm really enjoying it. And YouTube is part of this new me, and I hope it comes across how much I am enjoying it. My technical skills might not be perfect, but my heart is in it, and I hope you can see that. And I look forward to you joining me very soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.